Liv, do you ever like have bloopers that you like collect?
Everything in, and then if you guys are funny, I make it a reel.
Not true. I'm always funny, and they're not.
And I often make you the focus of the reel.
I often make you the focus of the reel. Whew. It's so funny to not have Christian here.
Yes.
We're back without Christian.
It's my fave. I'm just kidding.
It's my fave. It's just Marissa, myself, and Dan the Duck. Dan is forever here, in case you guys don't know. He is Dan from our Fast Forward movement. So we named him, and he has a cute little chain. So if you can't see him, now you know. Anyway, so we were chatting this weekend about what someone would need to know in order to buy an investment property. And it kind of like threw me for a loop, kind of threw me a little bit like, what do you need to know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So then, I don't know. Like, what would you tell someone?
I feel like it really depends on like what type of investment it is, right? Can we start there?
That's where I started.
Okay.
And what I told him was like, what's your why? Like, what are you searching for?
Yeah.
In your dream world, what would your investment portfolio look like?
My investment portfolio would be, I'd probably go down the like Airbnb route.
Okay.
Or just have like vacation homes.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like they're more fun than just regular investment properties.
Mm.
And it's not like, it's going to sound messed up, but it's not the same tenant calling me all the time. It's like new people. You know what I
But
mean?
if you do it right and you position your tenants well, they're not calling you. Like, I got to tell you, bad tenants are a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But for the tenants that are good tenants and we position them in the right way to succeed, like, hey, we give them all the tools, all the resources. The only reason we really talk to tenants is if there's an emergent issue.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel the complete opposite about Airbnb. Like,
Really?
I go to an Airbnb and I'm a low-key person.
Mm-hmm.
But like the day before or 2 days before, someone says, hey, what's the address? And I'm like, oh, let me look it up. And the posting doesn't have the address, so then I have to message the owner.
Yeah.
And then this happened last week. The owner messaged me back and they're like, well, normally we don't give it out until the day of, but, you know, since it's the day before. And I'm thinking to myself, that's just like one extra message to send, which is frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Access information, Wi-Fi information, and like, oh, by the way, I'd say at least half of the Airbnbs that I've walked into, there's been problems. It's not like, it's not traumatic for me, but like we were in one Airbnb where the basement bathroom door was locked. It's okay. I don't care. We didn't need that bathroom, but like, hey, landlord, just need you to know that it's just one more thing for them to respond to. I feel like it would be a nuisance having short-term rentals.
Maybe. I don't know. I kind of like it still. I kind of don't care.
I kind of don't care. I kind of don't care.
Because I feel like if you plan accordingly, like a lot of those issues, like expectations, like you can, face them up front.
Yeah.
Like Wi-Fi. You can put the Wi-Fi. Like
our
Airbnb
sure.
had they had the Wi-Fi in a little frame.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like little things like that. I don't know. I just feel like I'd be good at making like a cozy environment rather than like having a rental and like letting people in it and like do their own thing. Like that's cool too, but I don't know. I feel like I want to be part of the decorating and like making the environment. Like I want the 5 stars and I don't know.
I think that is probably one of the big things that makes us different is I enjoy decorating and making it cute and whatever, but even like we went away last week to be at our team retreat. So if you guys don't know, every year we go on a team retreat to start kind of business planning and mindset shifts so that we can get into the new year with the right attitude. And the last day, Marissa sliced her hand open. So now she's got stitches.
It was just too boring. Like
right.
There was no excitement. And I was like, you know what? And then 10 minutes before we had to leave, I was like, let me just break something.
Yeah. So then I have to message the landlord and just say, hey, look, one of the girls with us cut her hand, broke your soap dish. It was a glass soap dish. And
what did he say?
They were like, oh, we won't buy a glass soap dish ever again. But it's another one of those nuisance things that I don't want to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Like I've had tenants that have claimed that, oh, this is, not functioning as it should, whether it's the door or the mailbox or the oven, right? And you get it fixed and they move on.
Right.
I think the challenge for me about short term is that I don't care enough about the design, the cutesy, whatever, to deal with the nuanced little problems. Like if a tenant in a long-term rental cuts themselves on their soap dish the way that you did, they do with that what they want to. Like it's not my soap dish. I don't own it. I don't have any responsibility.
Yeah.
Whereas in theory, if you have expenses from that cut, like you could submit it to Airbnb and they would have to pay you out because you injured yourself at their property.
That just made me think of an insurance question. And then I was like, no, I'm not even going to ask because insurance is such a rabbit hole. And once you start, there's no stopping.
I'm curious only because I don't care, but my wife who's listening is going to be like, why didn't you ask Marissa? What is your question?
So like if somebody gets injured like that in your house, but it's a rental, but you own the house, is it your homeowner's insurance?
Love this question. I can actually answer this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let's make it simple.
Okay.
You're having a party and Tom is hanging out with your friends and Tom slips in the backyard and busts his head open on the patio. Who's responsible?
But I'm a renter. I'm renting.
No. You own the property. It's your house.
I'm responsible.
I don't want to make a designation and say yes or no. But what I want to say is I agree with the thought. And no matter what, we should take care of Tom.
Yeah, of course.
So
of course.
I learned from our insurance
Sorry,
agent.
Tom. Let me check.
Yeah, right.
Dan
the duck. You're going to be our Tom now, right? So I learned from our insurance agent that most homeowners insurance policies have a built-in rule, and I don't remember what it's called, but he had a name for it, like Jacob's ladder rule or whatever it's called. Where in the homeowner's insurance policy, if someone gets injured on your property, you call 911, you have them go to the hospital immediately. And that ambulatory ride is covered by your homeowner's insurance. And the way that I rationalize it in my brain, and sorry if I'm raining on your parade, Jeff, or even if I'm saying it wrong, you're more than welcome to come correct me. The way that I rationalize it in my brain is that the insurance company is better to get that person to the hospital expeditiously, both for their health and wellness, as well as the protection of the insured, which means you as the owner, the protection for you is best served if Tom goes to the hospital immediately.
Yeah.
No matter what it costs.
I remember Jeff saying this, actually.
So from your personal residence, that's an immediate thing. From an investment standpoint, if same situation, you're a tenant, you're living in a property, your landlord, Charles, has never been there, right? Tom slips and falls, same exact thing happens. I've got to imagine that somewhere in insurance world, you as a tenant have some level of liability. I can't say that you do, but I'm sure that if that patio hadn't been cleaned, you hadn't maintained.
Well, wouldn't that just be rental insurance?
Well,
or does that?
But is it yours or is it the landlord's? Like, is that a landlord responsibility? What if Tom slips in your kitchen and it was just a puddle of water? Is that the landlord's responsibility? Because we're assuming on a patio, maybe there's some mildew.
I think it's renter's responsibility. I think it's the rental insurance, but
I really don't know.
Yeah, we should get Jeff on the podcast
again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
Jeff has been on the podcast,
there, so it doesn't count.
But he doesn't always talk about insurance. Sometimes he talks about other things like cars.
Yeah, but I wasn't there, so it doesn't count. And did it actually happen?
But specific to the injury at Airbnb, Airbnb is insured for like $1 million on every single rental. It's insane.
Is it true that you can't have an Airbnb in Baltimore City? Because why did I hear that somewhere?
You can have an Airbnb in Baltimore City. It's like carrying a gun. You can do it. Except
you're not supposed to.
Oh, you're supposed to know the answer.
No. You're supposed to have a license?
Well, you have to have a license. To rent at a property in Baltimore City, you have to have a license. But Baltimore City has a code that prevents people from owning Airbnb that's not their primary residence. So if you have a primary residence at, High Street in Little Italy or over in Canton or wherever it is, and you want to rent that as an Airbnb, you could rent it full time, but it has to be your primary residence.
Well, where the hell am I supposed to sleep?
That's the whole thing, is like, in theory, if it was an Airbnb in the city, it would be used for like, oh, the Blue Angels are doing the flyover that weekend. I'm going to go to my parents' house and I'm going to rent out my house. That's the concept behind Airbnb in Baltimore City. So you can't buy a property exclusively and use it as an Airbnb. No.
I get it though. There's way too many rentals anyway.
Yeah. So like, if you're going to talk about what you should know when getting into a rental market, that would be one of the key things. Like, what are the permissions of utilization in that particular market? And here's a question. How many of our Maryland counties require a rental registration? I couldn't tell you the answer.
I don't know.
I do know that Baltimore City does,
Baltimore
County does, Anne Arundel County requires it for multifamily units. I honestly don't know who else. I think it's more around the multifamily and the commercial, but Baltimore City and Baltimore County definitely require a license. I think Howard County might as well, now that I think about it.
Sorry, pause. Okay. Is that your hat?
Yeah. What you got a problem with my hat for?
Portable toilet hat.
Yeah, it's my Tushy's hat.
Portable toilet.
Hold on while I take my headset off.
I was like, what does that say?
It's my Tushy's hat.
Tushy's portable toilets.
Yeah.
Are we sponsoring?
No, but he was on the podcast a while back and he gave me a hat and I don't wear it. I actually really like it. It's very comfortable and it's a vibe.
Oh, that's where you said John went. You were making a joke.
I was making a joke because he is at a colonoscopy. So you're welcome.
I'm so sorry, John.
I tried to keep that still. I couldn't. I literally tried to drink and almost spit it out. Yep, you're an awful person. If it makes you feel any better, though, it's not his colonoscopy.
Oh, okay. That's
See?
not funny.
I mean,
don't tell
but
me.
It is funny if it's someone else's.
Don't tell me whose it is.
I don't need to.
Okay, cool. I just thought about John.
No. This is my Tushy's hat. I just took it off because I thought it was more appropriate, but now it's on. So a vibe. At any rate, so what else should we know when buying an investment property in Maryland?
What type of loan you're gonna get?
Why does that matter?
Because there's loans for investments, and then there's regular loans as your primary household.
Okay.
But you could use your primary as an investment.
Okay.
Right? With the
Tell me more.
With the Airbnb
you could.
thing. But there's
you could go into like house hacking.
Yeah, this is like house hacking all over again.
Right.
But like, I don't know. So you take over.
Well, the thing that's always funny to me is I am not exaggerating when I say 95% of the people, maybe even closer to 100% of the people that tell me that they want to invest in real estate have no plan for how they're going to finance it.
Yeah.
At best, they're going to crowdfund it, and that is their whole plan. No, it's okay. It's a way to do it, but that's their plan. They've never executed it. They don't have anything else. Mm-hmm. But I've got people that are like, capable of buying $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 houses, and they're like, I want to buy an investment property first. Well, tell me a little bit more about that. Why? I want to get an investment property and then I want to buy my primary. It's like, well, what type of loan are you planning on using? Because an investment loan is usually 15 to 25% down. So if you buy the primary and then move to another and keep the first one as an investment, you can buy with as little as 3% down.
Right.
So if you buy...
How long do you have to live in the house before you do that?
I think the technical term is 12 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you buy a property for 3% down, conventional loan in Anne Arundel County for $330,000. And then you live there for 12 months And 7 months in, you say to your real estate agent, hey, Marissa, I want to buy another property. And you start to work on the next one. So 8 months in, 9 months in, you find the home that you want to move to, and then you go under contract, and then you move, right? So 12 months later, you move from property number 1 into property number 2, and you rent property number 1. Well, suddenly, you now have an investment property. It took us 12 months, and yet there are people that are in our database, people that we talk to on a regular basis, and even new inquiries that we get all the time. How long have you been looking? Oh, I've been thinking about doing this for a while. When did you get pre-approved? Oh, my first pre-approval was in COVID. That's 5 years ago, and you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Like, what if you had just bought a primary and then turned it into an investment? Duh. You're welcome. Duh.
Thank you.
Something else that people think a lot about when it comes to investment is like, what cash flow? And this is where all of the conversations go, which is why I started with why.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what are you looking to buy? You want to buy an Airbnb, right?
Yeah, I would like to. Like, the ideal is to buy like some sort of Airbnb. Like,
what is the cash flow that you want to objectively handle?
$1 million a month. I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's doable.
Is it?
Yeah.
For me?
Why not?
True.
The biggest mistake that you can do is not buying the biggest piece of shit that you can afford at 18.
Yeah.
That's not a curse, Susu. Not allowed to yell at me. Right? So if you were to say, I want to have a high amount of cash flow, $1 million, $1,000, $10,000, whatever. It's like, well, are you prepared to deal with the type of investment that you're asking for? If you want a high cash flow, you're probably looking for an area that's maybe a little bit less desirable, where the rental rates are a little bit higher than on average by percentage. So you can create this opportunity for you to have cash flow, but it's also contradictory towards future growth. So for me, one of the things that most people need to know is about their investment portfolio and their why, because the very first conversation I ever had with somebody about real estate was probably 15 years ago. Derek Spurl was a bartender with me who was a full-time real estate agent. And, he had been a bartender for a long time, so he kept doing it. And I would work with him on Friday nights, and he sat down with me and he said, well, what do you want to own? And I was like, I don't know. And he says, well, sorry, I'm going to use some terminology. It wasn't my terms, but it's his. Do you want to be like a slumlord where you buy some low-end properties and you fix them up and rent them out for high dollar? Or do you want to buy something a little bit nicer that's going to grow in equity? And at the time, I was like, slumlord sounds great.
Yeah.
Right? But I didn't end up doing that. But now in our portfolio, there are properties that I perceive as a little bit more on the lower end, but they have higher cash flow. And there are properties that I perceive that are a little bit more on the higher end with lower cash flow. And truthfully, that's what I want. What I really want is longevity. I don't really want or yearn for cash flow. It's not important to me at all. But I think that most investors come to us with no clarity around that at all. They just want $1 million a month. Like you.
I know.
Yo.
Not playing the long game.
I mean,
give it to me now. Just kidding.
I think the way to say what you're saying with truth and fairness is to recognize and say, hey, you are playing the long game, but you're trying to go about it in a way that few people can. Mm-hmm. And while there are some people that have success, trying to replicate success is like trying to become Michael Jordan. I mean, Michael Jordan wasn't Michael Jordan without, throwing 1,000 free throws a night kind of thing. Like he took so many free throw shots to get good at shooting the ball. His mechanics improved, but you can't just, if I take 1,000 free throw shots, I'm going to become Michael Jordan. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no.
But if you set a goal and you say, hey, the long game is X, what I would like is Y, what I'm willing to accept is Z, and you really understand clarity around what you're willing to accept, you'll end up buying something that maybe you would never otherwise think about. And in the end of the day, I think if you're informed consumer, you have some aspirations and goals, and we can break it down from $1 million a month to maybe like
something more, a little bit more reasonable.
Well, somewhere to start.
Yeah.
It'll give you the perspective that you can actually get it done. And I think that is the biggest thing that is missing in our industry, because 90% of real estate agents want to talk about, I can sell you a house, and 90% of all mortgage loan officers want to talk to you about the loan offerings that they offer, rather than educating you on what is out there and what's the best thing for you.
Right, exactly.
And really what we need is a consultative approach. Is that the right word? Consultative? No, consultative. Consultative. It's a weird word. I don't like it, but we need that approach.
Do that later.
It's called a dictionary. Hello.
And he has the dictionary.
Well, by the proper pronoun, he does. So, what we need is that consultative approach where we can actually dig into what's important to you, what's important to your portfolio, and what makes the most sense, so that we can build a platform for your $1 million a month, which I love.
You gotta think big. What did Christian say? Shoot for the stars, fall in the clouds.
I think that's what he said.
I wrote it down.
Shoot for the stars and fall in the clouds.
But the thing he said right after was hilarious. He was like, he's like, at least you're not on the ground. I
mean, I guess, but
it was funny. Not
my aspiration. Anyway, as always, an adventure having you on the podcast. Thank you so much. How can people reach out to you if they need to reach you?
On Instagram, Marissa the Realtor __.
And they can always get you on our website at frankoliverco.com. You can read more about this blog and so many others under the additional resources tab. You can get to the blogs page. You can also reach me on Instagram and Facebook at michael.frank____. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. For more information on the housing market, Real Estate 101, how you can leverage your position in today's market, and so much more, click on the link below. If you like this video or have a burning real estate question you'd like us to answer, leave us a comment and let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode, and we'll see you again real soon.